this is your host Rahul Mehndiratta. I welcome you to another episode of Master Your IELTS, a place where we discuss a lot of things about the English language and IELTS and PDE examination in particular. Let's get started. Alright everyone, so in today's video we are going to discuss about the next cue card in the series of cue cards that we have been discussing over here since the past few months, I would say. And if you have not checked all the other videos, I would highly suggest you to watch them because it's very likely you can get anything in the examination. So the topic for today's video is describe a practical skill you learned. Describe a practical skill which you learned. And there are three very important questions which we need to answer while we are speaking on the cue card. And the questions are what? What is the skill? Why? Why did you learn the skill? And the third is from whom? Who taught you the skill? Or from whom did you learn the skill? When I was a school-going kid, I had a teacher in my institution who was more like a mentor. She always used to motivate me and give me some insights about what things to do and what not. For this particular reason, my parents always stayed in touch with her and made sure I was never going on the wrong track. I can still clearly recall something which she said to me while I was attending my school farewell function. She said, the more you have skills, the easier it becomes to pay your bills. As someone who was living with parents at the time, I couldn't actually understand what she wanted to convey until I started planning for my move to Australia for my further studies. While I was preparing the complex documentation and appearing English tests for moving abroad, my mother started to teach me the basics of cooking and kitchen handling. To be honest, I was a bit hesitant in learning as this was a totally new domain for me to enter into. But she continued to equip me with the immense knowledge she had about all this. A month before I had to board my flight to Australia, she insisted I stood by her side in the kitchen and sometimes even cook for the whole family. Some days I cooked well, while on the other days everyone had to lie about the taste of the food. But they always kept my morale high. Days flew by and I finally landed in Australia, where I was now hunting for jobs to make my ends meet. Because of what my mother had been teaching me all this while, I was now eligible to list cooking under the skills section in my resume. To my surprise, I got 5 calls out of the 20 places I dropped my resume in. That is a good return on time investment, I would say. I got a job at a Mexican restaurant and started earning within 7 days of landing in Melbourne. To me, it was nothing less than a blessing, and I couldn't be more thankful to my mother and the teacher for shaping my mind and values so well. I implied the teachings of my mentor while I was working in the restaurant and started learning more practical skills to add to my profile. After all, she couldn't be more right. Having practical skills made me a better person and enabled me to pay my bills. Alright my friends, so this was my take on this particular cue card, and if you are watching this video, then there's a high probability that you are going to appear for your IELTS examination, and if you are giving your examination, it means you are going abroad. What I would recommend you is you should also learn cooking, as this is really going to help you a lot when you are all alone over there and you are hungry. As always, it was an immense pleasure to speak in front of you, and thank you so much guys for lending me your ears, and I'll come back soon with the next cue card. And if you want to give me any suggestions about the cue card which you would like me to make a video on, you can put it down in the comments section, or you can even send a direct message on my Instagram. This is Rahul Mehndiratta, your host, signing off. I'll see you in the next one.